everyone. Thanks for being on the call on the webinar today. Welcome. Our title is 13 Strategies for Current Client Retention and New Client Attraction for the Upcoming Tax Season. My name is Jeff Bell. I'll be your host today. And for anybody on the call that doesn't know me, real quick, my background, if you're not part of Troy Patton's coaching program, I've been a marketing consultant working with local business owners for the last 16, 17 years, since 2001. Before that, I had about 18 years in corporate or national sales and marketing and management. Some of the companies that I worked for, they're all national companies. Was in sales management. We had a staff of 450, 400 people on the phone in a sales capacity with revenue targets of over 70 million. We took 85,000 calls per week, had an operating budget of 18 million and over 800,000 customers. I was in my 20s and early 30s. Worked for a startup where we did direct response TV advertising. We were spending $30,000 a day in advertising with a cost per lead of about 20 or 25 bucks and a close rate of about 20 or 25% on these cold calls. And another business or a national company I worked for, we were in the satellite industry, selling TV programming, and I was the GM for basically sales and service management. We had inbound, outbound call centers, 400,000 customers on the retail side, 1,000 dealers on the wholesale side, and I managed that group, human resources, the training department, telecom department. We had revenue responsibilities of $80 million, and so I give you all those numbers just to let you know that didn't fall off the turnip truck. We've been doing this in terms of sales and marketing and advertising for a long time, and a lot of the things that I've learned in the corporate world I've used and helped my clients be successful here in the consulting business again since 2001. So let's go ahead and get on with it today. If you're a CPA or accountant, and you've either downloaded some of my free reports or you've been on a webinar before, you kind of have a feel for what we do in terms of helping CPAs and accountants grow their businesses and their practices, not only for 1040 clients, but business accounting clients and financial services also. But if you haven't heard me talk before, and just kind of a quick refresher, there's business growth basically through three marketing activities whenever you're growing any business, and especially in accounting or a CPA firm. You have advertising. That's number one. You're out there trying to find the best qualified people to buy what you sell, whether that's doing their tax returns or monthly business accounting or selling financial services. And when we do something like that in terms of spending money or free advertising, we're always trying to figure out what the cost per lead is to find these qualified people. The second activity that we're normally involved in is then selling or converting those leads that we found through advertising into paying clients. And we're always interested in some kind of a close rate or a percentage of, how out of 100 that we talk to, how many do we actually sell. And then the third activity when you're running any business is the servicing end of it. After you sell them initially, what do you do to help the client best utilize or benefit from your products and services? Whatever it is that they bought, you sold them. And so we're always doing or focusing on doing this servicing, not just for the fun of it, but because we want to retain as many of these clients that we have or customers. We want them to come back to us and repurchase as often as they can and for as high a dollar amount as they can. And obviously, if we do everything right, we want them to send us referrals, and we want them to do that in high numbers and in high dollar amounts too, so that the people they send to us are our ideal clients. They spend a lot of money, don't balk at fees and haggle and whine and things like that. And that's the general purpose of these three different marketing activities. If we do them well, and are successful at this, our advertising generates people that can come into the business, come into the firm. They convert pretty easily. We don't have to sell them a whole lot, and then they're going to be good clients, and they're going to stay with us. They're going to come back to us. Maybe if they're a tax client or a payroll client, they're going to become a business client or maybe a financial services or investment client. And obviously, again, we do a good job. We want them to send us clients just like them and reduce our overall advertising and selling costs. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And what I've done is put together a program, and we call it a system, but it's really a bunch of little tools and marketing strategies and systems all put together in a big system that does a little bit of all of this in terms of advertising and actually selling and even servicing the client. And it's rare that you put together something that does all three of these. Usually advertising is just pure advertising. There's not a lot of selling involved. You do that face to face, belly to belly. And then servicing the client, again, that's done after the fact. But this is a little bit of a system that does all three of these depending upon who you're talking to and how you're promoting it. And so let's go ahead and dive right in and talk about maybe what are the ideal goals of a tax season. Obviously, it'd be nice to keep all the current clients that you have. You want to retain a high percentage. Maybe you just went through tax season last year. You spent a lot of money on advertising. You got dozens of new 1040 clients, and this year it'd be nice to keep all those. You want them to come back to you. You want to attract these new clients, and you want to do it for this next tax season in a low cost per lead or a low cost per sale fashion, meaning you don't want to spend a lot of money, and you want them, whatever you spend, you want them to convert into clients that stick. Obviously, we'd want to get referrals from our current clients. It'd be nice to increase our profits, maybe raise our prices, especially if people are willing to pay for that and aren't going to pitch a fit about it. And wouldn't it be nice to decrease our hours and maybe work a little less? And how do we do that? Well, it'd be ideal, right, to motivate our clients to actually come in early, bring their stuff to us early, bring all their forms, all their documentations early in the tax season, maybe even right at the beginning, so that they're not waiting until the last minute and they don't show up on your doorstep, make phone calls and things like that, and you're not trying to kill yourself or your staff in terms of getting all their tax returns done. So that would be the goal in terms of an ideal tax season, right? Well, the other thing, even though we have those goals, that we need to understand is that for people that don't know us from Adams, and we're talking about maybe potential people that aren't current clients but are going to look for us, look for a CPA, look for an accountant or a tax preparation company here coming from a tax season standpoint. They view, from a consumer standpoint, taxes as a necessary evil. It's not something they really want to, do, pay taxes, but they know they have to get the work done, right? Kind of like going to the dentist. You don't want to go, but it's something that you have to do. They kind of view CPAs and accountants as a commodity. Most people want to pay as little as they can unless there's some reason for them not to, if you have some kind of value-added service. And from a differentiating standpoint, a lot of these businesses and the big firms out there, the strip malls, are trying to differentiate themselves on a low price. Obviously, we don't want to do that because there's no margin in it, and because of that, in the market, especially during tax season, it's kind of hard to charge a premium price. And so what I've come up with, and what we want to talk about today, is a strategy that gives us reasons for us to overcome all these kind of hidden or baseline objections and thoughts in people's and business owners' minds, so that they choose us or you guys over your competition or the strip mall folks or even the do-it-yourself options that are available to everybody right now, either online or through tax software. So what I want to introduce to you is a concept called a tax preparation drawing, which is something that I would suggest you look at and use this upcoming tax season as a way to accomplish all these goals that we talked about for tax season. The concept is you want to hold a drawing for a large or a popular free prize or prizes that the client, especially your current clients right now, is automatically entered into when they bring their taxes to you. Again, this is something that the competition isn't going to be doing, and the do-it-yourself folks are going to offer. The strategy or the philosophy or the psychology behind this is that people always want to win things, and in any kind of environment, we want to give somebody a high-value reason to choose you over the competition or other options. And this tax preparation drawing, or kind of like a contest, one of the benefits of it is that you have a fixed cost going into it, regardless of how many clients that you have or how many new clients that you attract. And I'll explain this here as we go along. This is how it works. This is strategy number 2. The client receives tickets for a drawing, and the earlier that they bring their tax information to you, the more tickets that they receive. So let's say you explain this and you tell everybody, look, if you we're going to have a drawing for a large screen TV or an Apple iPad or something like that. Bring your stuff to us in February. You're going to get 3 tickets to in the drawing to be pulled for the large screen TV or the Apple iPad or whatever. So the earlier that you do it, the more chances that you have to win. If you bring your stuff to us in March, you're only going to get 2 tickets, or in April, you're going to get 1 ticket. And so by giving them tickets for this drawing, for this prize, you're giving them reasons not to wait until the last minute. You want to, in terms of strategy 3, to come up with a high value prize. That could be anything, excuse me, like an Xbox or a PlayStation, if you're into those consoles or kind of things. Any kind of HD TV, there are a slew of them out there, and they don't cost a lot. There's smart TVs, there's Roku TVs, there's ultra high definition TVs, there's 4K TVs now, there's curved TVs and things like that. You could go with an Apple iPad, there's options on those, and the Kindle Fire tablets, or even the Echoes or the Dots through Amazon. Those are all popular electronics that you could pick one or maybe several of them. And the trick from an advertising and promotion standpoint is to, whatever you do, take pictures of these items, display them in printed flyers, put them in your direct mail that we're going to be talking about, any kind of emails, put them on your website and on your social media, and even on table tents in retail locations that we're going to discuss about going out and having other people promote this for you. But anything that you can do to get this high value prize out there, you want to buy it, display it, and then take a lot of pictures and promote it. So here's some examples. What could you spend your money on? If you had a big budget for something like this, you could run over to Best Buy for what, $2,800, almost $3,000. You could buy a 75-inch smart TV, 2160p. It's 4K, and there's some prices there for some smaller brand names, through Sony and Samsung. But that's the high end of what you could spend to do this. Now, if that number kind of scares you off, hang on here. At the low end, you could run over to Walmart and you could buy a 32-inch LED HD TV. It's HD, 720p. It's a smart TV, 60 hertz. That's good. 3 HDMI ports. Roku TV built in for only $135. If you wanted, you could buy several of those and have multiple prizes, but it doesn't take you a lot of money to get into this, to have a prize that virtually anybody's going to want. I know these TVs are inexpensive now, but who wouldn't want a free HD TV to put somewhere, whether it's in the kitchen, a den, TV for some of the kids in their rooms, things like that. If you want to go the Apple route, there's iPads, 32 gigabyte Wi-Fi from $330, and they go up from there. These are from, looks like, this could be Walmart, I think. Yeah, Walmart or Best Buy. Xbox console, there's an Xbox One S starter bundle, $229 at Walmart. So again, not a whole lot of money that you have to spend to get into this. On Amazon, the Fire HD 10-inch tablet is now $120. Comes with Alexa, which is pretty cool. The Fire 7, only $30, comes with Alexa. And for those of you that don't know what Alexa is, it's the Amazon Echo or the Dot. This is a second gen for $30. The big ones used to cost $180. Now the Echo, I think, is $100 or $99. But anyway, the Dots, now they're selling off Amazon for $30. I think you can even get them at Walmart for $30. These are the things that hook to your router. Their voice recognition, you can talk to them. They give you the weather, answer questions, give you phone numbers of local businesses, tell jokes, set timers, alarms, things like that. They're pretty neat. I'm not a big electronics guy, but I hate to admit we've got 4 of these at the different homes and properties that we have, and they're a lot of fun. And anyway, they're expensive, and they're pretty cool. And doesn't take a lot for you to get a prize like this or multiple prizes to start to promote your tax drawing. Now, let's not forget the important thing, and this is kind of the philosophy and strategy behind this, is that you're going to need some tickets. You should have gotten these, by the way. If you're on my mailing list, I sent these out. I sent you 3 tickets in the mail, and so if you have those in front of you, grab those, because we're going to talk about them here in a second. And for $11, you can get them cheaper someplace else, but you can run over to Staples and get a roll of 2,000 of these. And then you want to run over to PetSmart or some other place, maybe the dollar store, and grab a fishbowl. They've got them at $8 at your local PetSmart. You can get them someplace else online, but you're going to want to have some place to stick the tickets and maybe take pictures of them as time goes on, so that people can see how many other people are competing for the prize and that they're missing out if they don't participate. And so once you've got all these items, you get your tickets, you get your fish bowl, you've got the list of customers and clients that you have now, you've got your grand prize or prizes. We're going to start to explain to them, and them meaning your current clients, how they can get tickets to win. And so here's some different ways I actually promote this. None of this is written in stone. You can do whatever you want, and depending upon how many tickets and how big a fishbowl that you have, you can use any or all these strategies. The basic example is item number 1. February, you get 3 tickets for the drawing. March, you wait that long, you only get 2 tickets. April, you bring your stuff in, you only get 1 ticket. You're entered in either way. If you want to make a lot of tickets and make it, perceived value or perceived chances of winning higher, you could double that. You could say, hey, if you bring your stuff in February, you're going to get 6 tickets, March 4, April 2. You could bump it up February 10, 5, and 1, however you want to do it. In terms of giving more tickets away, again, your fixed price is really the grand prize, and so the more tickets you give away, however you want to do it, the perceived chances of winning are higher. So that's kind of one of the beauties. You can give away more tickets, and you can incentivize in terms of handing out tickets for all kinds of stuff. Regardless of the number of tickets you give away, your price is still the same. I would suggest that you announce excuse me, throughout these 3 months how many tickets you have. Take pictures, use these pictures to remind people of what's going on, to get their stuff into you and to get it in early. Start here in December, or if not, start in January. I'm going to give you a reason to start in December here and a way to introduce all this in a little while, but the best way to do this is get this out into your current client base as early as you can. You can give them extra tickets for bringing in their taxes in terms of a commitment. So let's say that you're telling everybody that you want to bring in your stuff to you to do the 3, 2, or 1. Another thing that you could do, whether it's a phone call, could be in an email, is just say, hey Chris, if you call our office in the month of January and just tell us what month you're going to be bringing in your taxes, we'll give you an extra ticket or tickets for the drawing for the grand prize of blank. And this is a reason that you can use to call people who aren't responding to either emails or messages or any kind of other communication that you're sending to them. So it'd be real easy, whether it's the 321, 632, 1051 set of tickets. Hey, we'll give you another 2 tickets if you call in and just tell us what month you're going to be coming in. And again, you're trying to get a commitment on their part, get everybody geared up for it, explain to them what's going on, and retain them as clients. Strategy number 6 is, obviously, we want to give them extra tickets if they refer new clients to us. Same thing. Hey Chris, if you refer any new clients to us during the tax season, we're going to give you an additional blank 1, 2, 3 tickets for either the drawing for the prize on top of all the other tickets. Plus, explain to them the person you refer, they're also going to receive the tickets for the drawing on the same basis that you did. So again, all these tickets you're giving away, more chances to win, more reasons for them to stick with you, to bring their taxes to you, and more reasons to refer to you, all with no additional cost to you, just more tickets off that roll. Now, I mentioned in the beginning about one of the current goals, or one of the goals of an ideal tax season might be, hey, if I could raise my rates, that would be great, right? Well, if you ever thought about this, you can combine an increase in your rates with this drawing and use this approach in terms of explaining to people on the phone too. It could be, and I'm just going to use this for round numbers. I don't know if these rates are right or not, but if you're charging 80 bucks an hour, you could say, hey, the new rate is $100 an hour. But if you bring in your taxes to us in February, again, that first month that you can get tickets for the drawing, we're going to give you a 20% discount. Okay, quick math, 20% off 100 an hour is back to the old rate of 80 an hour. If you bring your tickets in March, there's going to be a 10% discount off of that 100, so it'd be down to 90. But you bring it in April, you're going to get no discount, and so you're at the new rate. And from a incentive standpoint, that could be a way for you to raise your rates this year going into next year and still offer people an incentive to bring their stuff in early. But if they don't, and it's really only fitting, you're going to have to charge them more because you've got to maintain your staff at a higher level, more hours. It's last minute. You could consider this a rush job or a rush fee if they're bringing their stuff to you in April in terms of a premium price that they're going to have to pay. It's not if you've ordered anything online, anything through Amazon, Vistaprint, anything else. If you have to pay extra for rush shipping to get it to you faster. Well, use that same analogy and same metaphor to raise your rates during this tax season. If you want somebody to, wait till the last minute and then bring your stuff to you and expect to get it done, with or without an extension, it's only fitting that you charge more to do that quicker and faster when you're under the gun in terms of a deadline. So that's a way to raise your rates and basically have a good explanation for it where nobody's going to balk at it or explain it. And I just gave you some analogies in terms of shipping. Another strategy is to tie into a charity or a cause this particular drawing. So if you have a local charity or a worthy cause, you can give to, or some kind of a fixed amount, a portion of the percentage of the fees that you're going to get through tax season to charity. Again, some percentage if you want, or you could say we're going to donate $500 to this local charity, and explain that in all the communication that you have with your current clients and or new clients in any kind of advertising or promotion. So again, also, when you bring your taxes into us, this could be in the letter or the email, we're going to donate X amount of money to this charity. It gives the other people that hear this another reason to choose you and to feel good about using you in your firm for this particular tax season. If you don't have a particular charity or a worthy cause, you can always go to your church, your synagogue, your temple, your mosque, and there's always somebody there in those faith-based kind of environments that probably needs help, needs some kind of support. You could go to the American Legion if you're familiar with that particular group, familiar with any of the armed forces, the Army, Navy, the Air Force, Marines, veterans, Wounded Warriors.com online, any particular group that you feel kinship to, that may not be a charity but is a worthy cause or somebody that needs help. You can tie all that in and feel good about it, not only yourself but help the people that bring you the taxes feel good about that too. Strategy number 9 is looking for affiliates to help with this. Now, I covered some of the costs. Again, you could be up to $3,000 for a big mega screen TV over at Best Buy, or maybe a couple $100 over at Walmart. But whatever you do, it's not outside of the realm of possibility to have somebody else pay for all this. And so an affiliate could be any kind of potential or current customer or client. Maybe they have a retail location or they have a customer base, and you want to ask them if they can promote you in the particular drawing. And so the conversation could be as easy as something like, hey Bob, I know you own the restaurant here. If I print some table tents, can I put them on your tables along with maybe a business card or some kind of postcard sized promotional material about the drawing? Explain the drawing to them and tell them, hey, look, we'll put a code on them for you. And when somebody brings one of your tickets into us, we'll give you some kind of ticket for the drawing too. You could actually say, we'll give you a couple tickets. You could actually have a separate drawing for them. And so again, when somebody brings in that postcard or that business card, or they mention, hey, I saw your stuff over at the pizza place, or at the nail salon, or at the chiropractor's office, or at the doctor's office, or at this retail store. Anything where you've talked to these people, they don't have to be your client. They can be. It'd be great if you had a couple of these clients that did this. But again, write a code on these. You can print up these things at Vistaprint or your local printer, and maybe a local printer if you've got one as a client, or somebody that you use could be another affiliate. But you could get these guys to not only be part of the affiliates to help you promote this, but actually pay for it too. This drawing is obviously hosted by you, but sponsored by Acme Printing, or Bob's Pizza Joint, or Susie's Nail Salon, or Fred's Barbershop, or the local Great Clips, or anything like that. The sky's the limit. So again, dentists, doctors, chiropractors, restaurants, gyms, fitness centers, day spas, nail salons. You see the list here. Anything and everything. A good way to kind of identify these people, if you're kind of an extrovert and you don't mind doing this, you could just drive down the strip malls in your local city, or to and from work. Any place where you've got a lot of parking spots where people walk in to buy something. It's high traffic, and they either have a lot of customers, or they generate a lot of appointments, or they have waiting rooms where you can put your stuff. So again, number 9. Back to number 8. That was, if I misspoke, that was helping promote the event, right? The cause, the drawing. This is number 9, subsidizing the cost of the prize. So again, same concept. You want to approach them, see if they'll be a sponsor. It could be sponsored for $200, and we'll put your name on all of our communications as a sponsor. Sponsored for $300. Could be as little as $50. Whatever you want. Another strategy is that you could create a printed business directory. Excuse me. Put them in there. They'll get a listing in the directory that you'll include with all the tax materials that you give back to all 200, 500,000 of your clients that you send out. If you're listening to this and it's still before the new year, obviously if you're sending out any kind of tax planner or communication or authorization letters or anything like that, if you've done your homework and you've got this, you could put their printed business directory of those particular sponsors in that tax planning guide, in that letter of authorization or commitment letter, anything like that. Or you can actually include it in any kind of emails to give them exposure, promotion of their businesses, and as a thank you to help subsidize, again, the cost of the prize. So that's strategy number 9. Strategy number 10, I would encourage you to send out press releases to any kind of local media, whether that's TV, radio stations, local magazines, newspapers. You want to talk about the prize or prizes and the different ticket levels, talk about the referral tickets and how they work. Again, if you've tied in with a charity or a good cause or a family or any kind of faith-based group or person, or the military or vets or wounded warriors, anything like that, mention that in the press release. Mention any of your local affiliates, mention any of the sponsors, and then tell them that you're open to interviews. And so that last part, this is a great way to have the local TV station, the local radio station come to you early in the tax season, hopefully, and get you on the air explaining what you do, how you do it, and then for these kind of things, you only get 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5 at the most. My wife does a lot of these in the business that she's in. You'd be surprised how fast they go, but it's a good way to promote it and identify people in the community that would respond to this kind of thing and attract new clients and have them get into your funnel in terms of bringing their tax returns to you and increase your client base. So interviews are great. I'll tell you that any kind of printed material, usually they work 2 months out or 3 months out, so you want to do this as early as you can. In terms of magazines, any kind of newspapers, obviously that's not 2 months out, but the magazines are. But any of your local hosts, send those to those folks, radio stations, TV stations alike, to try and get interviews. Number 11, host a live teleseminar or webinar just like you're on right now in January so that you can invite your current clients and any kind of leads or prospects. Hopefully you have a big list or a database if you're doing any kind of regular marketing, so they can listen to this and you can explain all this to them. Again, if you want to, you do this early enough, invite the press, invite the affiliates, invite the sponsors, all to this kind of teleseminar or webinar, and explain the drawing like I've done just now. Answer their questions. If you haven't rolled it out and you've got some, affiliates and sponsors potentially there, get commitments. And obviously you want to record the call so that you can post a replay and stick it on YouTube and some other platforms so that if somebody misses it, you can always send it to them and they can learn about it. Number 12 strategy, mail your new movers list. And so anybody that has done any kind of new movers mailing, or if they haven't, new movers are a list that you can get of people that, based on the post office, they've moved into the city or the state. There's a differentiation of those particular two. You actually want people probably out of state coming in or out of the city coming in. If they've moved just down the street or something like that from one part of the city to the next, they're probably not going to change their CPA or their accountant or their tax prep person. But here's some lists that you can go to, list providers where you can get these lists and put all this information about the contest in the new movers letter or the postcard, or a link to it on your web page if you're going to do something. Again, it's another reason that them reading it, they're going to look, oh, these people, hopefully you're providing some social proof, you've got Google reviews and things that you can refer to, talk about your credentials as a CPA or an accountant or tax prep person or an EA. But also, this drawing is another reason for them to kind of move them off the couch and get them to pick you over somebody else that may be doing a new movers letter to them. So again, strategy number 13, promote the program now, so that in terms of getting all this information out to you, you can start the ball rolling. And you want to do this through March of next year. I know you guys and gals don't like to promote anything in April because you don't want people coming to you in April and bringing stuff to you. So the kind of like the law of the harvest, in terms of planting, nurturing, and then harvesting, you have to do this stuff now. Plant everything now, plant it now, promote it now, so that you can get the benefit. So here's a quick schedule. You want to do the emails and the mailing lists and all that stuff with the press releases in January. Find affiliates and sponsors early in January. I'm talking right after New Year's Day to get all this stuff done. If you're an A-type or you don't like to procrastinate, right now, if you're listening to this before the end of the year, right now, get that stuff done and out. Start planning this. If you need any help, just let me know. Give me a call. February, you want to send emails and the press releases out. Check on the affiliates and sponsors. Make sure that they're good to go. They got the materials out. Post the number of tickets in the drawing starting in February that you're giving out. I do this on a weekly basis and make sure that everybody knows, that other people are doing it. They ought to be doing it too. In March, again, your final emails and phone calls ought to be going out. You ought to check on the affiliates and the sponsors. I would do, maybe a check once a week starting in February and through March. Not so much, more in March, but at least check on them, call them, visit them, see what they're doing or not doing, encourage them to, promote everything. And then April, right after the 15th or shortly thereafter, have the drawing, and then obviously maybe do a quick video or photo and post the winner of the prize or the prizes. Thank everyone, thank your affiliates, thank your sponsors, and when the winners come in or you go to their offices or homes to present this, kind of like what is it that oh God, I see it on TV. It's the sweepstakes. It's where they've won $1 million and they show up, on the front door. If you can do something like that and get a video of it, that would be great. But do that and promote that, and so you let everybody know what they've done. If you've given any kind of money, whether it's a percentage or a fixed dollar amount to the worthy cause or the family, or the vets, or the faith-based groups, promote that. you can not only feel good about doing what you've done, but then from a marketing standpoint help everybody else feel good about participating in it in whatever way that they did, whether it's just bringing their taxes to you or being part of the drawing, to show that so that they know it was real. They can talk about it to everybody else, their friends, family, coworkers, members of the church, their inner circles. And then next time that you do this, hopefully again next year, you've got some currency and some trust built up, and people remember, oh yeah, Bob or Chris or Susie, they did this and it was a great thing and we all got involved. It was kind of fun. Nobody likes to pay taxes, but this was a cool way to do it, and have a little excitement and a little entertainment, while doing all that. So that's strategy number 13, and hopefully that gives you an idea and gets you kind of geared up for all this. Now, let me give you a little bit of a bonus strategy to use in terms of jump starting this. Again, hopefully if you're listening to this here in December, I would start with a year-end tax strategies webinar right now, where you invite clients and any leads to the call or the webinar, go over these year-end tax strategies. I've got 2 PowerPoint presentations that I'm happy to share with you. If it's one for individuals, we want one for businesses, or if you want to combine them into both. But use a webinar now here in December to explain that drawing, how, what the prizes are, how they work, how you get the tickets, and then how and why to refer people to you, because that's just as big as the retention. That's, getting people to refer other clients to you. That's the second big, or maybe even the biggest thing that you want to use this whole marketing strategy for, is to start generating referrals to you. Obviously everybody knows, and this ought to be the case with you, that referrals, they're not going to haggle over price, they're easy to close, they don't cost you a whole lot, and hopefully if you've got great clients that whether it's their business clients or they've got maybe assets under management and you sell financial services, these kind of people are going to be more likely to stay with you. The referrals are going to refer more people to you because that's how they came to you, and they're not going to whine and complain about price increases, or potentially if you ask them to maybe do a free asset allocation analysis or risk analysis or anything like that if you sell or offer financial services. So referrals are a big thing, and that's what you want to use this particular whole program for. And obviously if you've done all this and you do it in December, or you do a year-end kind of email or something like that, maybe you don't do a webinar, but if you do the webinar, you want to record it, post it on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on your website again, so people can see those replays. Just did one a few days ago with one of my clients, posted it on Facebook, posted it on YouTube, sent an email out to all his clients and all his leads so that they can see that. And in terms of a year-end tax strategies webinar, and so people always want this information. Again, it's a good way to introduce the drawing and all the benefits behind it. And last but not least, this is bonus number 15. I know I told you I'd give you 13, but here's 2 extra bonuses. This should look just like the tickets that I sent to you in the mail. And what I would do as a way to kind of generate reciprocity, and maybe even a little bit of fear that they're going to miss out on this grand prize or these drawings that you're going to come up with, is go ahead and now explain the program, put it in a letter, or include it in a letter, maybe with a tax planning planner that you send out, or any kind of authorization letter, and give them the 3 tickets right now. Give them all the tickets, but explain, hey, here's 3 tickets and here's how the program works, right? January, February, or February, March, April, if you're doing the 3-2-1 thing. And say, these are the tickets. All you need to do to be entered in the drawing is just to send those back. Tear off obviously keep this coupon. You guys keep that. Tear the bottom half off, but send me the top tickets so that we can enter you in the drawing when you send in your tax information to us, hopefully in January, early February, so that we can include all these in there, right? So you send them the tickets. Now they have to send those back. So it's a response mechanism. Again, it triggers a little bit of reciprocity and maybe a little bit of fear, which is not bad, that they're going to miss out if they don't do this. And it's a physical reminder that you've got this fun thing going on, this drawing, and that maybe they can win the grand prize, and they want to be a part of that. So does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. And that's one of the reasons that I sent you those 3 tickets, so you had something in your hand, you could feel how this whole thing works and get a feel for what your client or customer might feel if they got that in the mail from you. So how to get this all started and be successful is basically start doing it now. This will help you retain current clients. It's going to help you attract new clients. It is a very positive way to differentiate yourself and your practice or your firm. I would suggest using as many of these 15 strategies as you potentially can. If you have a question about it, go ahead and give me a call. Again, start promoting this early. Don't wait. And my information is down there in terms of getting a hold of me. Now, real quick, if we've ever talked on the phone or been on a webinar, everybody knows that I help clients and CPAs and accountants across the country grow their businesses using different types of strategies, including this. This isn't our main strategy. We've got a lot of other ones, but I've got some new products and services that we've rolled out that if you're interested in this, and this sounds like something that you'd want to do, it's a way for you to kind of test out some of the new stuff that we're using with clients. In addition to all the old or the traditional ways of generating clients, we've got a new service. It's called direct voicemail messages, where if you're a CPA firm that uses appointment setting, or maybe you've never used appointment setting before, but you've always wanted to, but you really don't want to hire somebody and train them, and you've kind of heard of other I guess horror stories of how that has worked or not worked or hasn't generated a lot of income. We've got a service now where I can pre-record your voicemail messages to businesses, and we can send them out up to 250 messages an hour that the businesses will actually listen to in their voicemail and then call you back. We've got scripts that we've used that we can what I want to say, tweak and adjust to your local situation. We can generate lists for you, or if you already have lists that you go after, if you're already using appointment setting or some kind of service, but we can generate these lists for you. And so it kind of reduces the need for a physical person that you have to put in a seat or manage or hire or train, where we've got the technology to do this all remotely, all automatically. It's your voice, it's your message. The phone rings back into your office, your business, or we've got some other ways to send them to other people if you want somebody else to handle those. Office phone, cell phone, text, things like that. Regardless, if this sounds interesting, I'm okay with doing a free demo where we can get a couple hundred lists of phone numbers of businesses in your area. You could also do this during tax season also, but the demo would be for businesses, and if you like what you do, then I can put together a program in terms of pricing and quote you on that in terms of going forward. And believe me, we do this in other businesses and other markets all across the country. It's a lot cheaper than hiring somebody, and it works just as well. I generate leads from different niches in my businesses using this technology, and it's fantastic. People calling you that have listened and sometimes haven't listened to your messages, but they'll call you back, and it's a good way to get somebody on the phone and do a little bit of advertising and selling right then and there, and not have to go through a lot of hassle with having somebody do that. So again, new service. If you want more information on it, call or text me, or you can go, there's the website right there, ringlessdirectvoicemailmessages.com. That's ringlessdirectvoicemailmessages.com, and it explains a little bit more on that website how that works. Another way we're generating leads now for our clients is that we've got, if anybody's used live chat before, we've got virtual chat agents where we can put them on your website so that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, we've got a virtual chat agent that's interacting with all the visitors to your website, asking them if they need any kind of particular help. From a lead generation standpoint, offering them to send a report. In this case, if you see it down here, 19 questions to ask before hiring a CPA accountant or a bookkeeper for your business. We use this with our accounting and CPA clients to generate leads, and these virtual chat agents look like, sound like, act like real people, but here's the secret, don't tell anybody, it's really a software program. And the cool thing about it is that, again, kind of like the ringless direct voicemail messages, it's all remote. It looks like a person, it acts like a person, it sounds like a person, and it works like a person, but you don't have to pay them for lunch breaks, you don't have to provide a terminal or a phone line or chat software, you don't have to pay them benefits, hire, train them, anything like that. It does this all automatically. And again, if you're interested in doing something like this, we've got these virtual chat agents, men, women, blondes, brunettes, redheadeds. They can look like anything that you want. You can even put your face on there if you want. We've got them generating leads for our clients all across the country. If you want a demo, call or text me and we can do a live demo. I can show you what it looks like on your website, and we can actually put it on your website for a 14-day demo. Or you can see and get a free report that I have that explains it by going to our website at webchatleadspro.com. That's webchatleadspro.com, and you can download my report again right there. 5 strategies to double the warm leads in sales from your advertising. Last but not least, I know a lot of people in Troy's program and people that in terms of wanting to grow their practice are always looking to buy a firm, whether that's a large firm or just a small firm. We've put together a program where we can use our ringless direct voicemail messages and related programs like that to go out to other CPAs and accountants and generate leads for you to see if they're interested in selling their firm to you. And it helps you, bypass the brokers, where if you don't want to have to deal with a broker, or if you wouldn't want to have your seller pay the 10% brokerage fee and maybe get a better deal on that, to actually generate that lead and have them call or text you and start that process and that conversation going. Because of the technology that we use, we can do all this anonymously through our ringless or our direct voicemail message phone system, so that whether it's the seller or the buyer, they don't have to initially know on that phone call that, I'm calling Bob Johnson, CPA, and I didn't know he'd be interested in selling. And so that kind of gives you maybe a little bit of a better way to generate leads, so that you don't have to reveal yourself right there in the first phone call and that first lead, but you can start that process of getting sellers. And like I said, if you're a seller and you want buyers, but you don't want people to know, you can do that also. We can use that technology to set that up for you. So anyway, if you're interested in something like that and want to learn more, give me a call, send me a text, or go to cpafirmforsale.com. So again, I want to thank everybody for being on the call. If you've not been to my website, or if you have but you haven't been there in a while, I always have the free report, 9 strategies and tools to attract new accounting leads and clients to your firm. You can go to mynewcpa.com. Again, that's mynewcpa.com. Download the free report. I've got audio testimonials from different CPAs, financial advisors, IRAs, CFPs from around the country. There's some right there. You can click and hear their testimonials about me, and you can also find me on LinkedIn if you want to see more recommendations about some of the other clients I've worked with around the country and the successes that we've had with them. I hope you've enjoyed this particular webinar about how to use this particular tool, this tax season drawing, to be successful. Again, I really encourage you to give this a shot. It's going to help you retain new clients, attract new ones, again, differentiate yourself and your practice in a positive way, not in a kind of, hey, come to us, we'll give you 20% off or 25% off or a discount or anything like that. I talked about how you can use it to actually increase your rates. And so from that standpoint, I want you to use as many of the strategies as possible. Again, don't wait. Start early promoting this. And if you have any questions, call me or email me. Be happy to help you, especially if you're in Troy Patton's program. And we've talked before. If we haven't talked, good way to introduce myself to you and help get you started on implementing a lot of the stuff that Troy talks about in his program. Again, this has been 15 strategies for current client retention and new client attraction for the upcoming tax season. My name is Jeff Bell. It's been fun talking to you guys on the webinar. Hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you need to get a hold of me, give me a call. Text me 317-674-3335. Download my free report at mynewcpa.com. Listen to my audio testimonials there. And if you need an email, just email me at jeffbell@mynewcpa.com. Jeff Bell, JEFFBELL at mynewcpa.com. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, just let me know. Hope you have a great tax season if I don't talk to you. If you're listening to this before the new year, have a good holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks, everybody.